Hello, class. We're about to start Chapter 5, Algebra Basics, Expressions, and Polynomials. Lesson 1, the number line and sign numbers. Understanding sign numbers. Sign numbers include 0, all positive numbers, and all negative numbers. 0 is neither positive nor negative. On a number line, the positive numbers are shown to the right of 0, and the negative numbers are shown to the left, as you all can see. Now, I will tell you all this. As you can see that part of this is faded out, so I guess my copy didn't do well. But if you look in your textbook on page 316, you can read along with me. It says a positive number may be written with a plus symbol. If a number has no symbol at all, we assume that it is positive, like the regular numbers that we already write. Like if you write the number 5, you don't see a plus or minus sign in front of it, so it's assumed to be positive. Okay, now it says a negative number must be preceded by a minus symbol. A sign number provides two important facts. The sign tells the direction from 0, and the number tells you the distance from 0. For example, negative 5 lies 5 spaces to the left of 0, and positive 4 lies 4 spaces to the right of 0. So if you look here, negative 5, when you look to 0, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, because the negative numbers are to the left of 0. Now 4, the positive numbers are to the right of 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, that stands correct. Now one other thing that this is not stated in the directions, 0, well, we did touch on this earlier. 0 is not positive or negative. So you would not have a plus sign in front of 0 or a minus sign in front of 0. 0 is just 0. Now it says here, adding and subtracting sign numbers. You can use a number line to model the addition of sign numbers. 1 plus negative 4 equals negative 3. So what you would do here just to model this, and they didn't show this in phases. So what you would do, you would start here at 0, and then you would go to positive 1. Okay, so you're at positive 1. Now you want to go plus negative 4. So you will go 4 to the left of this positive 1. You will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And your final answer here would be negative 3. Now we have negative 5 plus 4. You will start at 0. And then you'll go to negative 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's negative 5. Now it says add 4. So at negative 4, you'll go, or negative 5, you will add 4. You'll go 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your answer here is negative 1. Now negative 2 plus negative 3. Now if you notice, they both have the same sign. So first thing you would do is go to 0, then you would go 2 to the left to negative 2. Then you're going to add on a negative 3, so you will go to the left 3 more spaces, and that would take you to negative 5. So now it says to add without a number line, follow these steps. If numbers have like signs, add the numbers and keep the same sign, which we did here. Negative 2 plus negative 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, and we carry over the negative sign. And then even though we didn't write this, if this would have been a positive 2 plus a positive 3, we know 2 plus 3 would give us positive 5. So we would add them together and carry the sign. Now the second one, if the numbers have unlike signs, find the difference between the two numbers and use the sign of the larger number. Okay, now if we look here, first let's look at these two numbers. We have 15 and 25. Now, we're going to disregard the signs for right now. Which one of these numbers are larger if we don't consider the signs? 25 would be larger than 15. So we look at the sign of the 25 as negative. So when we know when we combine these two numbers, our answer is going to be negative. So what we could do, since we know our answer is going to be negative, we could do regular subtraction, which we have here, which is 25 minus 15. Which we know would be 10. But remember, since 25 was a larger number, it was negative, your final answer has to be negative. So now it says subtraction is the opposite of addition. To rewrite a subtraction problem as an addition problem, change the operation symbol to addition, and change the sign of the number you are subtracting. Then apply the rules for adding sign numbers. Now we move on to the next page. It says example 2, subtract 3 minus 8. Now what we're doing here is showing you how to go from a subtraction problem and make it an addition problem. So it says change the operation symbol and the sign of the number you are subtracting. 3 minus 8 becomes 3 plus a negative 8. So then we will add 3 plus a negative 8, which is negative 5. Now remember, these have opposite signs. The number that's the largest is 8, and its sign is negative. So we know when we subtract these numbers, our final answer is going to be negative. We know 8 minus 3 is 5, and we carry over the negative symbol. So we add negative 5. It says you can use the same rules to combine several sign numbers. Okay, example 3, negative 5 plus 6 minus 4 minus a negative 2. Now, we're going to have to take this in phases. It says rewrite each subtraction as addition. So this would be negative 5 plus 6, and then minus 4, we'll do plus a negative 4. And then minus a negative. Whenever you have minus a negative and there's no number separating them, this will change the minus signs to a positive. Because this is saying the opposite of negative 2, which is positive 2. So now we will add the positive terms together. Now remember, you can only do this when it's all addition. So we can combine all of the positive values together. 6 plus 2 is 8. So now, and then we can add all the negative terms together. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 9. So we can have 8 plus a negative 9. And we know 9 is larger than 8, so we'll carry over the negative sign. And 9 minus 8 is 1. So your final answer here would be negative 1. Now I just went through the examples. Now we're going to actually do these problems. Now I may not do all of the problems, but I am going to do a significant portion. So, with that being said, let's start out with problem number 1. With problem number 1, we have 8 plus a negative 3. Now again, we know we're going to subtract because these have different signs. So 8 is larger than 3 and 8 is positive. So what we could do now is just regular subtraction. 8 minus 3 is just 5. Okay, now number 2. 50 minus 5. Now we know we could go back and do regular subtraction like we've done in the past. And that will work and that is fine. Or we could change this to 50 plus a negative 5. So with both of these having different signs, we know that 50 is larger than 5, so our final answer would be positive. So 50 minus 5, we know is a positive 45. Now we go to problem number 3. We have 11 minus a negative 2. Now before we do anything, because we have minus a negative, that means that this minus a negative will become a positive. So it'll just be 11 plus 2, which gives us 13. Now problem number 4. It says negative 1 plus 2. Now, negative 1 plus 2, we have different signs. 2 is the larger of these two numbers, so our final answer would be positive. So we could say 2 minus 1 is just 1. Okay, now, let me see if I can get this a little closer. Okay, good. Okay, now we go to problem number 5. Problem number 5, we had negative 4 minus a negative 5. Now we know minus a negative would make this a positive. So it would be negative 4 plus 5. Negative 4 plus 5, 5 is the larger of the two numbers. 5 is positive, so 5 minus 4 would just give us positive 1. Number 6, we had 8 minus a negative 2. Now 8 minus a negative 2, minus a negative, just like we did here in problem 3, it becomes positive. So this will become 8 plus 2, and 8 plus 2 is 10. Now number 7, we have 6 minus 9, which is the same as saying 6 plus a negative 9. 6 plus a negative 9, 9 is larger than 6, and 9 has a negative sign to it, so we will carry over our negative symbol. 9 minus 6 is 3, so your answer here is negative 3. Now we come to problem number 8. Number 8 is 2 plus 11, which we know is just 13. Now, problem number 9. Problem number 9, we had negative 7 minus a negative 3. Negative 7 minus a negative 3, this becomes negative 7 plus 3. 7 is larger than 3, and 7 is negative, so we carry over the negative sign. 7 minus 3 is just 4. So now we go to number 10. Number 10, we had negative 4 plus 6. Now, we look here, 6 is the higher number, and the answer is positive. The sign is positive, so we know our final answer would be positive. So we take 6 minus 4, which is 2. So now we come to problem number 11. Problem number 11, it says negative 15 plus a negative 7. A negative plus a negative, they have the same sign, so you carry over the sign. 15 plus 7 is 22. So your answer here would be a negative 22. So now we come to number 12. Number 12, we had 36 minus 4. We know we could do regular subtraction, but we're going to rewrite this as 36 plus a negative 4. 36 plus a negative 4, 36 is larger, so your final answer would be positive. 36 minus 4 is 32. Now we come to problem 13. Problem 13, we had negative 60 minus a negative 10. Now this goes back to problem number 3 and also problem number 6. We have minus a negative, and also problem number 9. So this would give us negative 60 plus 10. Now 60 is larger than 10, so we would carry over our negative sign, and 60 minus 10 is 50. So our answer here would be negative 50. So that took care of the first 13 problems. Now we move on to problem 14. Problem 14, we had negative 5 minus 6. Now, negative 5 minus 6 can be rewritten as negative 5 plus a negative 6. Now remember, when we add and they have the same sign, we carry over the sign, and 5 plus 6 is 11. So it'll be negative 11. Now we go to problem 15. Problem 15 is 12 plus 13, which we know is 25. We do the same thing. They have the same sign, and then we just add them together, carry the sign. So now we go to problem 16. Negative 55 plus 20. The 55 is larger than 20, so we know we'll carry over our negative sign. 55 minus 20 is 35. Problem 17. It says 7 plus a negative 3 plus a negative 5 minus 10. Now remember, in previous chapters, I had told you about addition being commutative. That is why you try and turn all of this to addition, so it doesn't matter the order that we add in. So with 17, we're going to have to go to the next line for this. So it'll be 7 plus a negative 3 plus a negative 5, and then it'll be plus a negative 10. Now we look here. 7 is the only positive number, but we had negative 3, negative 5, and negative 10. So we could combine them. So we will bring over our 7. Negative 3 plus negative 5 is negative 8, plus negative 10 will give you a positive negative 18. Because remember, you add them together and carry the sign. Now 18 is larger than 7 and is negative. So we carry over our negative sign. 18 minus 7 is 11. So our final answer here is a negative 11. So now we go to problem 18. Problem 18, we have 66 plus a negative 22 minus 33. Now we could rewrite this like we did problem 17. We have 66 plus a negative 22 plus a negative 33. Now we combine the like signs. So we have 66 plus a negative 55. Now 66 is larger than 55, so our answer would be positive, and 66 minus 55 is just positive 11. Now we go to problem 19. Okay, problem 19. We have negative 14 minus a negative 6 plus 18. So now we have to change this minus a negative 6. So it'd be negative 14 plus 6 plus 18. Now we would combine the like signs. 6 and 18 would give us 24. So it's negative 14 plus 24. Now negative 14 plus 24. 24 is larger than 14. So we know our answer is going to be positive. And 24 minus 14 is just 10. So 19, your answer is just 10. So now we come to problem 20. We have 80 minus a negative 15 minus 20. So we would change the signs here. We have 80 plus 15 plus a negative 20. Now if you look here, the values with common signs is 80 and 15, which will give us 95, and then plus a negative 20. Now we know 95 is larger than 20. So we know our final answer is going to be positive, but 95 minus 20 is 75. So your final answer here would be 75. So now we move on to problem 21. Problem 21. We have 6 minus a negative 3 plus negative 5 plus 8. Now 6 minus a negative 3 becomes 6 plus 3 plus a negative 5 plus 8. Now we combine the ones with like signs, so that's 6, 3, and 8. 6 and 3 is 9 plus 8 is 17 plus a negative 5. 17 plus negative 5, 17 is larger, so we'll keep the positive sign, and 17 minus 5 is 12. So that took care of problem 21. So problem 22, we have negative 23 plus a negative 11 minus a negative 15 plus 21. So now we have to take care of this minus a negative 15. So we had negative 23 plus negative 11 plus 15 plus 21. So now, negative 23 and negative 11 have the same sign. So that would give us a negative 34. And then 15 plus 21 is actually 37. So negative 34 plus 37, 37 is positive. So we know our final answer is going to be positive. And 37 minus 34 is just 3. So your answer here for problem 22 is just 3. All right, now for problem 23. So problem 23, we had 3 plus 9 minus 5 plus 12 minus 9 minus 11. So what we would do is change these signs. So we had 3 plus 9 plus a negative 5 plus 12 plus a negative 9 plus a negative 11. Now we will combine all of the values that have the same sign. So we had 3 plus 9 plus 12. 3 plus 9 is 12, plus 12 is 24. Negative 5 plus negative 9 is negative 14, plus negative 11 is a negative 25. So now we have positive 24, plus a negative 25. 25 is larger than 24, so we'll carry our negative. 25 minus 24 is 1. So our answer here would be negative 1. All right, now 23 was really long, but we have it. We got it all in there. So it is negative 1 for problem 23. Now, problem 24. We had negative 7 minus 20 minus a negative 14. So this would be negative 7 plus a negative 20. And minus a negative 14 would be positive 14. Okay, now we combine the ones with like signs. So this would be negative 27 plus 14. Now we know 27 is larger than 14. So our final answer would be negative. 27 minus 14 is 13. So that would be your final answer for 24. Now we move down to problem 25. It says question 25 refers to the following number line. So we look at this number line here. It says the number line above shows which of the following expressions. So what we have to do is look at where we start at with positive 2. Now, if you notice, all of these has a positive 2. But we're trying to go where we're with positive 2, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. So that means that we're going to do 2 plus a negative 5. So 2 plus a negative 5 is B. So your answer for 25 would be B. Because remember, we started with 2, and we move 5 to the left, which indicate a minus 5. All right, so that took care of problem 25, which is B. Now 26, it says at noon, the temperature at the high desert was 92 degrees Fahrenheit. A scientist observed the following temperature change over the course of the next 2 hours. A positive 12 degrees Fahrenheit, a negative 5 degrees Fahrenheit, positive 6 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 3 degrees Fahrenheit, and 13 degrees Fahrenheit. What was the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit at the end of the 2-hour period? Okay, so with problem 26, they made it a long one. We started out with 92. Now listen, I'm not going to write the degrees Fahrenheit until we're done with the problem. So we had 92 plus 12. Then I'm going to put plus a negative 5, and then plus 6, plus a negative 3, and then plus 13. Now we combine the like values. 92 and 12 is 104, plus 6 is 110, plus 13 is 123. That took care of all the positive values. Now we do the negative values. Negative 5 and negative 3, which will give us a positive negative 8. Now 123 is larger than negative 8. So we know our final answer is going to be positive. 123 minus 8 is 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which is C. So your answer here would be C, which is 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are done with the first part of lesson 1 for chapter 5. So now we're going to move on to lesson 2. But first I'm going to put this video on YouTube. Have a wonderful day.